Alright, so this is my deep water culture system. It's also known as a reservoir hydroponic system. Basically, I'm going to go over the supplies that I bought, the items you need. It's a do-it-yourself system. It's fairly easy and pretty inexpensive. You can my camera's a little blurry, but I'm going to show you the two books that I used as a resource. Do-it-yourself hydroponics gardening, how to start your first hydroponic system without spending too much money and time, by James Coble. I also used Hydroponics, the complete guide to hydroponics for beginners by Nancy Ross. They're both really easy reads and really good step-by-step books. I found them very helpful. Let's see, so I'm going to start with the two black totes that I bought. They're 19-gallon totes. They must be black or a dark color to avoid exposure of light to the roots. The light will kill the roots. They're very sensitive. Let's see, and so we drilled 3-inch holes in the tops of the tote containers to fit these little net cups. You can kind of see. They fit real nice in there. It was kind of hard to, the plastic is a little thick, but with a little bit of time, it worked. We had to drill little holes in here for our aquarium pump, the lines that went through. I bought this aquarium pump at Walmart. I bought these totes at Walmart. The lines need to go to the bottom of the reservoir and be weighed down with air stones, which you can also buy at Walmart. It's so that the oxygen will get into the water, and I have a really hard time saying this word for some reason. Oxygenate. I think I said it right. The water, because the plants cannot grow without. They won't grow in just plain water. They need nutrients and oxygen. So let's see. Let's start with the net cups. Got these off of Amazon. Fairly inexpensive. You can buy them at any hydroponic store. You can buy bigger ones as the plants grow. These clay pellets, they're called Hydroton, or also known as Leica. They're used to aerate the roots and to improve drainage. They're organic, all natural. They have a neutral pH, so they won't affect the water or the plants. They're reusable, and they prevent root rot. So if you had a plant, like something that was already planted or grown, you'd put it in there with the pellets around it, the clay hydroton pellets. But I use, because I started from seed, I use these little, they're called rapid rooter grow plugs, and they're a sponge-like material. They're made from composted tree bark and other organic material, and they have a little hole in the top, you'll see here, where you put the seed. This spinach isn't doing too well. You can see my basil, my cherry tomatoes, my cilantro, my oregano doing very well. Red pepper is not doing well. My lettuce is doing well, and I'm really excited about that. My spinach over here is doing well. My cucumber is doing well. My broccoli is doing awesome. I planted these 3 weeks ago, and they've already grown significantly. And I have pictures from when I first started, and within hours, within a couple days, the plants were growing, and within hours they were still growing. So it's really cool. This is my 300-watt grow light I got off of Amazon as well. You can buy all this stuff in any hydroponic store, in the state. There's obviously hydroponic stores all over the country. I think there's 5 that I saw in Vermont. There's a really great one in Underhill. There's a great one in Plainfield. That's actually the closest one. Also in Wells River. And I talked to somebody, I can't remember which, Florence, and they have actually built hydroponic systems for schools. And so that's something that is super intriguing to me, because the benefits of hydroponics growing or gardening are really endless. It's super efficient, space efficient, especially if you don't have outside space, like say it's winter, the ground's frozen, or you live in an apartment, or you just don't have room for a garden. It's cleaner. There's no pests, there's no pesticides, you're not dealing with soil, you're recycling the water in the tote, and they just grow faster and there's a higher yield. So there's tons of benefits to hydroponic growing, because they're getting the nutrients that they need by from the pH kit, which I'm about to show you. Let's see where the right here. So general hydroponics pH kit, and on the back it has the little key there, and it tells you what exactly you need to do. It's super easy to understand. This is the pH down, the acidic solution. You can see that it comes with it, and the pH up, the base solution. It comes with this little test indicator solution, and then a little sample cup, which I already took some water out of here. I'm going to save on time, and then a little dropper that you use for the pH test indicator. So I took some water out of the reservoir, and I put 4 drops of this pH test indicator into the solution, let it sit, and it shows, I wish you could see the lighting, it's like a really bluish color. So that means, you look at your little key here, that it's very basic, and so that it's actually really close to being the most basic. It's 9 on the key here. So, and the ideal pH for plant growth is 5.5 to 6.5. So you want it to be like a light greenish color. When I initially started when I planted the plants initially, let's see. When I planted them initially, the pH level of the water was perfect. So as the plants grow, they're going to take out more nutrients, so they're going to need more nutrients. So I'm going to go ahead and add some solution to the water, mix it around, and this is something you need to do every 3 days. You also need to wash out your water and containers so that to prevent algae buildup every 3 weeks. And to save on time, I'm not going to do that here, but basically this is what you do: is you use sparingly, add nutrient solution a little at a time, and then test as you go, and you repeat the application. So it's going to take a little while, and I don't have a whole lot of space on my camera. So what else? That's basically it. I'm going to go over all the supplies. I'm going to write it all down and have it included for people to see, and that's pretty much it. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, also, I forgot, that I actually used, I got my seeds from High Mowing Organic Seed Company out of Vermont. My camera's not really showing very well. And that was the most local organic seed company that I could find. I can't remember where they're out of, but they have a Facebook page and they have an Instagram and all that, and so they're really cool to follow. That is pretty much it, and this was all for under $180. I definitely spent way more than the average person has to, or needs to, or probably wants to. I bought a lot of seeds for future use, and the extra net pots and all that stuff. So you really could do this for under $100. That is pretty much it. So I added the pH down solution, the acidic solution. This has nitrogen and other minerals in it to help feed the plants. And I wanted to show you, the lighting down here is really crappy, but maybe you can see it's like a yellowish green, like more of a yellow, like almost like a urine color kind of. And so you can see from the pH chart here that the ideal pH for plant growth is between 5.5 and 6.5 pH level. So we are about right there. I want to document this because what is today? Today's Sunday. And I'm assuming that by Thursday I'll see some improvement in the plants. Already, so this light here, my 300-watt light, has a flower button light. You can see the difference here. And then the leaf. I've had it on flower this whole time, and I'm noticing that the tomatoes almost are burnt a little bit, the leaves. So I turned it off, and I actually, like, no joke, I turned it off yesterday. I'm noticing a difference. The lettuce seems a little bit bigger and healthier. Everything seems a little less crisp, but I don't know if it's just the lighting, you know. So anyways, I see that the red pepper is actually starting to sprout, and so are the beans. And I don't know if that's, you know, just from one day, from turning that flower light off. I think it is possible because, like I said before, I had taken a picture and then within hours taken another picture, and the broccoli had grown. So I think it's definitely possible. I'm really interested to see if this adding these minerals to the water is going to show a lot of improvement in a week, in time for my presentation. So that is basically it. All right, today is Wednesday, December 14th. On Sunday, I changed the pH level of the water. I also did yesterday because, crazy enough, within a couple days it was back to being basic. So it goes to show that the plants are taking up a lot of nitrogen, or the acidic solution, which has a lot of nitrogen in it. I just wanted to show you my red pepper. I switched them. I had the red pepper here and the broccoli here, but I switched them out. Look at that. And I literally, within a day, I videoed it and it was growing. So after switching the flower bulb light off and changing the pH, even the cucumber is starting to sprout, which you can kind of see in there. The lighting is a little off. And my other spinach, for some reason, isn't doing too well. But I was amazed that literally one day after, it was growing. I think switching the flowering light off was also a good thing, because it looks like the tomatoes, though a little crispy, are not as crispy, and this cherry tomato plant has grown a lot. So, and really fragrant. They smell really, mostly the tomatoes. So that is it. I just wanted to show you like how cool and how quick everything can change.